Hi there and welcome to my channel. I found another bin of forgotten supplies. Let's go. This one I think is from the Art Snacks subscription that I had a while back that my husband got me one Christmas. It's really fun and I had lots of fun, and because I don't know what to do with stickers, I just kept them all. So let's see what's in there. So first of all, this is a Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liner, and I think I didn't get this ones from the Art Snacks. I think I got them separately one time that I was perusing in an art store, but they ended up in this bin, so now you're seeing them. Oh my goodness, what's this? All right, let's go now. And don't let these colors fool you. I think the whole theme was autumn, but the colors per se do not match what's on the caps. Well, most of them do, but some of them don't. Let me just show you. So I was pretty surprised with the yellow one that is not really yellow at all. It looks kind of green. And yes, there it is. Now the next thing is pastels. I'm not even gonna attempt to say that. So dark skin tones, and I haven't worked with pastels in a while. Maybe I'll give it a try again, do some portraits, but they're beautiful and they feel very nice, but they just make a mess everywhere. So I always have to make sure to dedicate some specific space when I'm working with pastels, because then things end up really messy. And yeah, unfortunately, I kind of lost the testing recording that I did for this one, so whoops, sorry about that. And now these ones are the Karen Pigment Deco Brush, and if you see the tips, they're like this foamy brush thing, but they're really juicy, and they're not, I don't know the colors themselves are what they're on the cup, in the caps, so you can see them, and they're really juicy, but I didn't quite like them very much. I don't know why. It's not the type of art supply that I do use, but this one's, oh my goodness, Viva colors, super vivid transparent watercolors. They are beautiful. They have this like waxy, this little tiles, and they have parchment paper in between so that if they're wet you don't like smudge them everywhere, and every single tile is just so beautiful. And I don't know what dark magic they use for this, but look at that. Doesn't it look like ink? And it's like linen paper, but it's covered in wax, so it's water resistant. Well, I guess it avoids water, so you can just mix the colors on this page over here they give you. And I try to keep it with this little sleeve so that way they don't just open up and make a mess everywhere, and they're handmade, so thank you very much to the person that made this. And let me show you how they work. They are very potent, so a little bit goes a long way. I don't know if we can see that, but just a little bit, and then we just boom. Doesn't that look like Kool-Aid? I thought that when I was putting the color down, I was like, that looks toxic yet delicious. And I'm not gonna swatch the whole thing with you here because it's kind of nearly impossible for me to hold the camera while I'm doing this, but some of the colors were not matching the names. Like this is supposed to be deep pink, but to me it looks more like a maroon. But they're very vivid, like I said. They're also they do get bald spots, so just beware of that. Look at that, and they're so vivid, they're beautiful. And that's the bald spot that I created. They're just really pretty. I really like them. They're really fun to use. I would recommend them. And for the next one, there's Montmartre electric eraser, but it doesn't have batteries, and I don't know where I put the batteries, so I guess I'm just gonna have to show them to you as it is, like this. The whole crux is that it rotates, so you erase things with like laser focus, and it has refills, but I didn't find the batteries. Sorry about that. and this is kneaded eraser, is BREVILLIER'S Kerata Color Kneaded Eraser. I'm not going to open this one because I already have one open, but I'm going to show you the one that I have open so I can kind of show you how they work. They're like goopy. I don't know if it's goopy, but like you can knead them. That's the whole point of kneaded erasers. And so if you wanted to, you can make them into like a fine point if you have a really small detail that you want to erase, or you can roll them like this and to make like a little tube for like an extended surface. And if they become all crusty dusty, you can just knead them again and then they become cleaner. So look at this mistake. You can just delete things really tiny or use it as a stamp. I'm just kidding, but you can erase things like that and they work really nice. And it's really nice when you're doing outlines to just like lift some of the outline but not everything. Now this one is a Factice Extra Soft Dust Free Eraser. I'm not going to open this one because I just got another eraser not too long ago, but I like that it's dust free, so that's nice. And this is in Amsterdam acrylic ink. It's in gold. It is so beautiful. It's just one of the most beautiful things I've ever did see in my life. It's just so pretty. The thing about the acrylic inks is that sometimes if it gets on the edges or like on the top, like you see there, it becomes a little bulky and goopy. So just beware of that. Just if you spill a little bit on the borders, you're gonna need to clean it up or else you're never gonna be able to open that again. But yeah, and it just reflects light so beautifully. This one is still a little bit wet, but you can just see how it catches light with the glimmers. It's so nice. Now this one is a Copic sketch. I think it's the cheaper version of the Copics, and it does not have the brush. It has a chisel end and a pointy end, and they're a little bit smaller. Oh, it does have like a little bit of brush. Oh, never mind. I was mistaken. And I have a purple one and a pink one, and I'm pretty sure this one came on one of the boxes. It was really fun actually. Because they're alcohol markers, you do have to use things on the back of whatever it is that you're using because it's gonna bleed through. But yeah, the alcohol markers are really nice for blending, so you can use, oh look at that one, it's so nice to see how thick and thin the lines can go. What was I saying? Oh yes, blending capabilities of alcohol markers is really nice. And for this one, they're the Ecoline Duo Tip. I have other ones that are like this, but I think I have the ones that are brush, which I like better just because it has more flexibility to the tip. I never knew how to properly use a chisel nib, so if you know, leave me a comment on how you would use that. English is kind of hard right now. And yes, colors purple and orange. I really like this orange. It's very fluorescent. The purple itself, I wasn't very big fan of that one, but they're nice. I like them. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big marker user, so I might set as a little goal to use more markers just to get used to the medium and see what I can do with them. But yeah, look at that orange. It's so bright. It's beautiful. And now this one. This is a FABER-CASTELL 4-Pit Artist Pens in sepia color. I think it's back from the time where I was just obsessed with like outlining everything in sepia colors. And look at them. I honestly don't know what the letters stand for. They don't make sense to me, like small, fine, and mega chunky. But check this out. So this is the S, right? It's tiny, it's nice, but it's not like super thin. It's just thin. It's nothing to write home about. This one is F. I don't know what an F means, but it's a little bit more chunky. I would call this like, but this one, check this one out. It's like you can gouge somebody's eye out with this. It's so, I don't know what you would use this for. I guess for lettering? Yeah, no. Anyhow, it's interesting. And the B is for brush. I know that one. And it's it's a foamy brush. So there you go. See, it's not even that thin for a S. I guess F fine liner and M. I don't know what the M stands for. Much too big to be considered a medium. The brush. And that's the sizes, just in case you were wondering. And these ones are so cool. Montana acrylic empty markers. So you can fill them out with whatever color you want, and they're refillable. So if you're done with that color, or if it's something else you want to use on that, then you can just rinse it out and use it again. And this ones I have in different sizes, and they have that like a little metallic ball inside. And the plastic, I'm not like a huge fan of the nib because it's like a plastic nib. See the ball bearing inside? It's kind of fun. But I did have other sizes. So this one is a plastic as well, and it's supposed to make it so that you can write really fine. So outlines and stuff, just nice. And that's how it works for letting the paint out. But I think I also have like a really big one, a felt one. And that's more like a Posca nib. That will have the general same feeling as that one, which is nice. And I like that they're refillable, so you can customize and do what you want with them. And so that's the one. They're really juicy, and that was fast. This is Daniel Smith Extra Fine Watercolor Stick and Graphite Gray. I honestly don't know what one would use something like this for. It's supposed to be like watercolor, but it looks like graphite. But it doesn't act like graphite because it's too soft, so it's too buttery to have that graphite. But it leaves residue everywhere. And all in all, I'm honestly not sure how to use this one, but I thought it was pretty neat that they make watercolor sticks. So I think I might look into if they have like the primary colors, but on stick form. That I would be interested in. And I tried it out, and like I said, it's a little bit too buttery to act like a pencil or like a charcoal. But also the watering part, it didn't activate. Is that how you call that? Activate, or it didn't spread thoroughly. So I'm not sure how to use this. I'm like I'm gonna try this again some other time. And now the next one. Oh, this one's our BREVILLIER'S Aquagraph Colors Pocket Set. I don't know how to say the brand name. And same idea. They're like pencils, but you can water them down. And so they have, they all look like have black nibs, like graphite, but they're supposed to be different colors, like blue, red, green, teal, and brown, and the white one. And I was kind of excited about the white one because if it writes over dark mediums, then that would be really fun. So let's give them a try. So I do have to say, because I think I did try them when I first got them, they're not like that. They don't have that vibrant colors as I show you over there. That's lies. So they do have a hint, a whisper of a color, but overall they're still pretty dark. And personally, I think they look a little bit murky. Like when you try to, where you've been doing like watercolors, but you don't clean the water, and they're just like, everything becomes muddy. It gives me that feeling. But yeah, maybe it's just my personal opinion. But I was so disappointed in the white one. It didn't do nothing. So that's the blue, and that's the red. You see, it's not. They're like a bit disappointing to me. Like the teal one is actually kind of pretty. Like I can see using that one, and the brown one is nice. But the other ones, I'm like, I don't know about this one. You can't even see that one. But yeah, there you go. And the koi watercolor ones. Koi watercolors in emerald green and yellow. This ones, they got a little bit separated. Like the insides, they're like a little bit, I don't know, the pigments and whatever binding they have in them, they got separated. But then again, it's because I have not used them. So If they underperform, it's because maybe it's my fault for not using them. But yeah, that green one was actually really pigmented and it was really beautiful. So I was really happy about that one. The yellow one broke my heart. And this one is a Kuretake Stick Clean Color Real Brush. And it's, at the beginning I thought it was like India ink and black, but it was not. It was actually green, like this forest green or hunter green or like a dark green. And it has like an actual real brush, like the name says. So I was pretty happy about that. And it's really juicy, so it makes for a fun outlining marker. And then, yep, real juicy. And I try to do so you can see the difference between like what would happen if you like really press that down. And this one is a Pentel brush sign pen. This is kind of dog hair everywhere because I have a dog. This is just, it kind of reminded me, like, no shade, but it reminded me of the Amazon markers. Just, it was fine. It was fine. And this is I believe is a Kuretake Stick Memory System brushables. And it took me a long time. They're brushes, like they're not like actual brushes, they're more like that foamy material. It took me a really long time to actually realize that they're two different colors. I was like, why are they not different sizes? They're the same. And then I realized it was two different colors, like slightly different. And then I felt really sheepish about that. And yep. And this one, it was Zebra Feud Sign Brush Pen. Beautiful. I couldn't read anything that it said, but I looked it up. It is beautiful. This is the type of pen that I will use for outlining on like a regular basis. So I think this is going to be rescued from the bin and is going to be put on one of my pencil cases for when I am on the go. It has that type of nib that is a little bit flexible but not too much, so you can have a variety of like really thin, or you can make it a little bit thicker without damaging the actual nib itself, which I was really happy about. And so yeah, and this is a Plumchester 1.5 fine brush pen. I don't have much to say about this pen. The ink is really nice. It's the nib itself is a little bit wrecked. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe I was being too excited when I was outlining with this one, but I think I used it for a season of my life, and then I just put it in the bin when I found something else. But yeah, I don't like that scratchy sound. I mean, maybe that's why I went to the bin, because of that. And this, I actually like this one, Winsor & Newton fine liner, and it's in gray, so it's a very fine liner in gray, and I don't know, it's kind of nice. It gives a variety of like feeling when you're outlining with gray. It's a 0.1, so it's really tiny, and it's not that light. If you're talking about grays, I don't know why I decided to do like the dotted line here. I should have done the squiggly thing. And a UNI-BALL Signal Broad Silver, and it's actually really nice for details and things like that. If you're making like chains or jewelry or things that are supposed to be metallic, you can't really see the ink in there, but it is really nice against the light. It really has the reflective ink. Check it out. That nice. Now this one, let's go to the whole different spectrum. Sakura Jelly Roll Moonlight 06. If the other one was reflective, this one, it was very surprising. Oh my goodness. Because this one, when I used it, it kind of had like a matte look to it. So it kind of looked like you were writing with the inkiness of a pen, but it was pencil because you didn't have any reflection whatsoever. It's kind of nice. I like that. And this one, honestly, UNI-BALL Vision Fine. Not my favorite. This is the kind of pen that I would donate to my husband because if he needs pens, nothing wrong with it. It works just fine. It's just the feel of the pen, the way it writes. It's really juicy, but it's not. It was not that impressive to me. I was like, oh, there you are. I'll rehome you. And this one, I was also not impressed with this one. General's drafting number G314. And I like pencils that are very dark. And this one was not it. It was the graphite part of it was really hard, but it was not very dark, and so it felt really rough against the paper, and also couldn't give that darkness that I needed. And this one, I'm pretty sure the Art Design 2mm lead holder, I'm pretty sure this is not from an art snack. It just happened to end up here, and it's cool because you can choose which type of lead it is holding when you're changing it. And it's a 2, so it's gonna be a chunky lead holder. So this one I used a color one because I was using it for thumbnails. Yeah, for thumbnails. So I was using color, and so yeah, it's very nice. I like it. I appreciate this one because it's bigger than usual. And yeah, let me show you. Yep. With this ones, you do have to have like a sandpaper or something to like work it. And check it out. That's all the things that we saw today. I hope you liked that, and I hope that you had fun like I did. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.